First, I want to just give a special thanks to the sponsors that really make the quality of this event happen. And that's a special thank you to our presenting sponsor, Nichols College, to our speaker sponsor, Penta Communications, to our supporting sponsor, Clinton Savings Bank, and to our media sponsors, WTAG and WSRS. And I also, yes, let's give them a hand. And also, we certainly want to thank the judges who helped us whittle a big field down to the six honorees we have here this afternoon, and that's Deborah Guiney, the president and CEO of Allcom Credit Union, Kim Rozak, a partner at Myrick O'Connell, both of those are former honorees, and Vera Tice, the managing director of healthcare delivery at WPI. So thank you to them as well. So I would first like to welcome up Jean Baupre from Nichols College. Jean is the director of the Institute for Women's Leadership, a newly formed program at Nichols. Jean, you're on the stage.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you, everyone. Nichols College is really honored to be a sponsor of today's event, and I'm personally thrilled to be here on behalf of the college and our new Institute for Women's Leadership. And what a better place to be than in a room full of such wonderful female leaders, and some men too. In reading through the interviews with each of the 6 great honorees, so many of their thoughts jumped out at me, and I'd like to share just a few of them with you. Wins are more gratifying when you have worked hard to achieve them. The willingness to say yes when others say no has been a key to my success. I am motivated by helping others succeed, and care about what you do a good job, and treat people like they matter. If you know any of the women being honored here today, as I do, or read their interviews, you'll quickly see that each of them has clearly figured out what personal and professional success means to them, and how to achieve it, and achieve it with grace. They know that being a strong woman in business takes tenacity and hard work. But their stories and examples also tell us that being a leader today takes more than just that. It takes sincerity and caring and a realization that success is not always a solo venture. So to quote another incredible woman, Helen Keller, she said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." It's clear that these women know and live that sentiment. Our goal at Nichols College is to develop the leaders of tomorrow. And the women being honored here today, as leaders today, provide inspiration to many, but in particular to other women, like the ones I and my colleagues see every day in our graduate and undergraduate programs at Nichols. And at our new Institute for Women's Leadership, we realize that it's important for young women to see and be inspired by successful women who have not only flourished in their careers, but who also live full and gratifying lives and have take part in and give back to their community. Women in business have come a long way in the past few decades, but we have more progress to make. We need to develop more leaders like the women being honored here today, and that is the primary mission of our new Institute for Women's Leadership. These 6 women offer strong examples of how to lead, how to collaborate, how to contribute, how to transform, how to live a life of integrity, and simply put, how to be an outstanding woman in business. So thank you, and congratulations to Bonnie and Patty, Diane, Linda, Marianne, and Christine. Thank you.
Okay, and next it is my pleasure to ask Deborah Penta, who is the founder and CEO of Penta Communications, to come up for some remarks and introduce our keynote speaker. I want to say we're the beneficiaries of some wonderful premiums from Penta Communications, and I think their premium production might have gone up because they're celebrating Penta Communications is celebrating their 25th anniversary, which is a wonderful mark. So Deborah, please come up.
Thank you, Peter. And before I get into the opening remarks of introducing our wonderful speaker, I just want to take a moment to thank everybody for coming today to this incredible event. This is the 5th year now that this event has been happening, and we are so proud that this is our 4th year of sponsoring. We truly believe in the future of female leadership in the region. And it is just so incredible to see so many familiar faces that come back year after year, and to celebrate the wonderful women who are getting these awards today, and also to celebrate each and every one of you, a woman in leadership in our region, whether it's in a for-profit business, a nonprofit business, and the many friends and family men that support the women. We cannot do it alone, and women in leadership. And I also want to say, Peter, that everybody is going to go home tonight, being the weekend, and they're going to enjoy a nice dinner, and someone's going to ask them, so how was the event today? And every woman in this room is going to remember what you did on stage, and they will be sure to include it in their comments. But today we celebrate women for making a difference in their work and in their communities. We are honoring women in the region all the way from Sturbridge all the way to Natick. And we are making a statement about female leadership in central Massachusetts, and it is on the rise. It's really great. And so what could be better, really, than having a speaker who has deep roots in this community? A speaker that has been entrenched in this community, I would imagine, since you've been a little girl, and one who not only carries the family torch for all that your family does that has been so profound for so many years, but also one who is trailblazing her way through an industry that is predominantly held by men. And she is making a name for herself as a female leader, but still keeping the values of community and family and friendship and all that makes her balanced in her center, in her core. And it's that balance and those core values that truly speak to you and to your wonderful mentoring and modeling from your family. And so today we are celebrating women, and the Coughlin family is not a stranger to any of us in this community. My gosh, if you just think about the things that the Coughlin family has done, the list goes on and on and on, and the recent Folk School is just unbelievable. I couldn't be more delighted to welcome today's featured speaker, who has such deep roots in our community and who is making her mark as a business leader. Sue Coughlin Mailman is the owner and president of Coughlin Electrical Services and Coughlin Network Services, Inc. She joined the family business nearly 30 years ago in 1985 and is the 4th generation to lead the companies, both which provide electrical contracting and networking services primarily in the New England states. Serving as the New England chapter president of the National Electrical Contractors Association, she is a management representative for IBEW Local 96 Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee, and she serves as a council member on the Massachusetts Apprenticeship Advisory Council and serves as member of the board of the Associated Subcontractors of Central Massachusetts. But that is not it. She was honored to join the New England Advisory Council to the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston in 2011, and I doubt there are very many female seats on that board. And she believes in giving back, and this is demonstrated in the numerous board leadership commitments that she makes in our community. She serves as the trustee of the board of Reliant Medical Group Fallon Clinic. She is the vice chair of the board of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, and is a board member of the Worcester Business Development Corporation. She previously served as the president of the board of directors for both the YWCA and the United Way of Central Massachusetts. And she received her MBA from Northeastern University. Both Sue and her family have contributed to the growth and to the success of our regional economy and to the health and the strength of our community. And we all know that business cannot succeed unless communities are strong. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Sue Coughlin-Mailman. Thank you.
So has anybody been by Bergson's 1790 house and seen that Penta Communications? That's your new home. Very cool. I thought that was great. I just noticed it the other day. This is really nice to be here today. I've been to the Women's Business Award luncheon before, and I think it's we should be doing this all the time, and you've done a great job, Worcester Business Journal, by keeping it going. And I think that, so thank you for asking me to speak today. And congratulations to everyone that's being honored, and I got to sit with them at lunch. Some of them I already knew, others I got to know today, and others I'll know further as we go along. Marianne O'Connor from VNA is, I don't know if folks realize how large VNA is, and we're Boston to, are we the whole state, Marianne? 2/3 of the state. I mean, and you know what I love? Their home is in Worcester. So this is like really cool. The headquarters, this is where Marianne works, and it's very important, I think, for our community to know we have folks like that. You know, we talk a lot about trying to attract people, and we have folks that are right here. Diane Power from Myrick is, she and I do a lot of things together, and we sit on different committees and boards, and she's always fun to work with. Patricia Hallberg. Can I tell you my Girl Scout story? So I was probably 10, and my mom and dad said, let's take your sister to camp. And so, okay, you know, well, I didn't want to, but we'll take my sister to camp. Well, they dropped me off, too. And Patricia, I was very mad about that. And I can remember talking to this counselor sitting on this big stone at Camp Green Eyrie and telling her I was going home, and she said, you can't go, nobody's ever left Camp Green Eyrie before. I'm leaving. And she said, and she was, I often wonder, I'd love to meet her someday and find out, because I think a lot of people had probably left, but she told me I was the only one, and it stuck in my head. So maybe it was something that said, okay, well, you can do this too, even though they told you can't. But I did leave Camp Green Eyrie. But I admire what the Girl Scouts have done by combining Central Mass and Western Mass. I think it's, in the nonprofit arena, an awesome example of trying to create efficiency, so I applaud you for that. And Linda Smith, I just got to know you, and I'm excited to learn about your company as we go through the awards. And Christine Tieri? Did I say that right? From Smith & Jones. I'm working on a capital campaign for Quinsig, and Christine's company did some awesome work to help us launch our 50th anniversary, a very professional organization, and it was a pleasure to work with you. And Bonnie Biocchi, that is going to be my new relationship. As the incoming chair of the Worcester Chamber of Commerce, Bonnie and I are going to get to be good friends because she's with Metro West. So congratulations to all of you. Chris Prosser called me and asked me if I would do the keynote speech, and I said, kind of, are you kidding? You know, why would you want me? And she said, local, Sue. It's all about local. You know, we want to have, and so that resonates me. As Deb points out, you know, this is where our family's roots are and our business has been, so I think that, so I was happy to do that. And then I asked her what she wanted me to talk about, and she said mentoring. And I want to thank Chris, because just the exercise of going through what did I want to talk about mentoring was really helpful and useful. So I'm not sure what I can offer, but hopefully folks can take a glimpse from one or two things that might come up. So I started by thinking, who are my mentors? And I got into this thing in my head about role models and mentors. And role models are like your parents. You know, you don't have a lot of choice. They're going to be they're not your friends. They're trying to teach you something. Mentors guide and advise. I find it should be a much more gentle kind of relationship as opposed to parents. And I also thought about this history teacher I had. Her name was Amy O'Leary, and she was at Shrewsbury High. And she was really a toughie. Did you have her? You have her now? Shh. I loved this woman. She was tough, she was direct, she was just a bulldozer. And I found out years later that my dad actually went on a date with her and he didn't really care for her. So that was kind of cool. But I thought she was terrific. And what I thought was interesting is what I saw in her was a style. And, as we look to people that we're mentoring, it's some of that is style, but that's role model. Then I thought about, okay, who are your mentors? Who are the people that really guided and advised you? My grandmother, my mom's mom, was my mentor. She was the gentle one that, she wasn't actually a gentle person, but she gently guided me. She, again, was tough. She was direct. She was somewhat combative, definitely with my father. She was very interested in current affairs. And locally, regionally, nationally. I don't know if anybody remembers David Susskind. It used to be on Saturday night at like 9 o'clock, and I used to get out of bed and, sleep on the couch and pretend I was sick so I could watch this, regional political stuff that I was interested in. And I thought, so those were my mentors, and what does it take to be a mentor? And I think in order to think about how we get there, we have to really consider ourselves and what we bring to the table. And I know as women, we feel like we have to bring everything to the table. And so I'm not sure sometimes a strength of ours is to really sit back and say what we do well and what we don't do well. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Richard Burke, who's the current chair of the chamber in Worcester. And Richard is a really great guy, and he is very opposite me, and I just think of the things that he does and the way he handles situations, and I hope that I learn from his example, because I'd probably be much faster and more direct, and I should cool it and calm down a little bit. So what we need to do is recognize what we know and what we don't know. Even in my contracting business, I think about that all the time. I think to be able to acknowledge what other people bring versus what we bring is really important, and can I say this in this room, and to not bullshit about it. This has got to be, this is about being transparent. So we have to be transparent with ourselves in order to work with other folks on mentoring. I think if we get there, I think it actually is this great weight that's off our shoulders. I think some of that comes with age anyways, where we say, okay, we don't have to be everything anymore, and we can be comfortable with who we are, and it's really a great thing. I think we have to be, as women leaders, we have to be accessible. To be mentors to other people, we have to show up. We have to speak up. We have to ask ourselves sometimes, am I awake? Am I paying attention to what's going on? And I think when we ask those questions, we kind of rise above ourselves, and we rise to the greater picture of what's going on in the world, and it's a lot of fun, and we can engage in many different ways. So I think we need to, as we mentor people, we need to recognize what we do well, and we need to acknowledge what other people do well. Within our families, there's mentoring opportunities every day. I just got interviewed for Shop Talk at Worcester Business Journal, and I made my stepson watch the thing at supper the other night, and he was like, okay, whatever. But he's listening to stuff about work, and he's listening, and he'll ask me sometimes questions about the business manager, and he actually knows who the business manager is of IBEW Local 96, and I think that's great. And I'm not sure, sometimes we focus so much on what the kids are, how their day was. Well, why don't we tell them about our day? Because I think that we have a lot to offer in that conversation. And our extended family and friends, Jill DeGillis was so kind. She interviewed a niece of mine who's a college student looking for work. That's a mentor. Linda Cavioli spent time with the same niece. People like Linda Cavioli spend time with folks all the time, and they're mentors to the next generation and to each of us as well. My husband gets mad when I talk to the bagger at the grocery store and ask him how long they've been working there and how many hours they work and how much homework they get, and he's like, come on, Sue. Let's go. But I think that's fun. Within our communities, there are a ton of organizations. I'm going to tell you about a couple that I know about, but I know that everybody out there has a list of theirs. I sometimes wish, I know the United Way has a list of volunteer opportunities for everybody, and I still think there's a better way to kind of publish that list, because more and more often I get asked by young people and middle-aged women, maybe, people that might have a little bit of time. A lot of young folks are unemployed right now, and there's opportunity for them to get involved. So knowing where those volunteer opportunities are is a big deal. The YWCA has a young parents program, and it's terrific, and I've spoken to them several times. The United Way has a women's initiative about teaching other women about philanthropy. That's women's leadership. We're not, and Lois Green and Meredith Wesby were the folks that thought that up, and they were really smart. And actually, United Way national-wise, that was a role model for them to do it. Dollar Scholar is a financial literacy program where women like us get to go into the high schools and talk to middle school kids and teach them financial literacy. Big Brothers and Big Sisters, I mean, everybody's heard of that. These places exist, and all we have to do sometimes is pick up the phone or ask somebody next door what they can do to help. I'm going to guess VNA has opportunities for volunteering as well. So maybe Worcester Business Journal can think about those volunteer opportunities and publish something to show everybody what's going on. I think we should recognize our strength of women in the workplace, recognize the whole person. We sit at the table and we talk about our marriages and we talk about everything else, and we are about the whole person. And I think that changes the workforce, and I think it acknowledges that it broadens the workplace. And I think that acknowledging the whole person is the strength of what women bring. We're very good at partnering, very good at negotiations. We are nurturers, so we develop people pretty well. Where some of us, I don't know, are good listeners. I'm trying to be better. And we need to groom the next generation. I mean, I'm only 51, which I consider young, but I already feel like it's flipped, and that my job now is to pay attention to those that are coming behind me in the construction business and in my company. I think we have to think about different levels of power that women have, and as a president of the company, I maybe get to do stuff other people don't, and I think that yet more is expected sometimes. So it always works both ways, but I think we should bear in mind, who we're working with and what their capabilities are going to be and how we bridge them to the next level in leadership, and because we need more women leaders for sure, all over the place. So I think you were talking about that, Deb. I'm totally with you. We need to support each other. Kathleen Mazzarella, who's the CEO of Graybar, she's one of the Fortune 500 women leaders. Only 4.6% of women are on that Fortune 500 list. That's still kind of pathetic, you guys. So we have to get going. But her comment was, so she talked to the small group of electrical contractors. There was about 40 of us. And her comment was, we are brutal with each other. Does that resonate with you? Because it does resonate with me. I can remember being 25, and I had my son, and I was at work, and my cousin Chris was at home, and she was taking care of him a couple of days a week, and my mom, and I'd listen to women say, oh, they're home, and you're at work. Stop. We need each other. I'm providing income to my cousin's household. She's taking care of my son. We need to support the choices that we make and get behind each other, because those roles reverse as we go through a long life that we all have in front of us, and we can we need to bring each other up, and we have to kind of stop with being tough with each other. I don't know why we do that. It's worthy of maybe thinking about over the weekend, because I couldn't figure out why it is, but I know that it's definitely true, and I hope that we improve with how we are with each other, and mentoring is ways to do that. So we need each other in the workplace or at home. We should stop placing judgment. We should rather acknowledge and respect the different choices that we make. Let's find ways to push each other kindly and respectfully. Let's find ways to include each other, recognize the strengths that others bring. Let's recognize mentoring, not just older to younger, but younger to older. My mom is looking at some other housing arrangements, she and my dad are, and so she doesn't want to do this, and I'm kind of saying, let's go look at some of these places, and she's mad at me about it. And I had to say, well, when I'm 78 and somebody tells me I have to go look at a different place to live, or that I should go, I'm probably going to be mad. So use this as, don't be such a pain in the neck when you get to be 78. So all I would say is, ask someone that you admire to go to lunch, help them with a project or volunteer, be accessible, engage with younger people, and listen. Thank you, Chris, for asking me to talk today, and this is a great day to celebrate some very cool women, and I look forward to hearing the presentations.
Thank you so much, Sue. We have a lovely Heart of the Commonwealth hardcover book we'd like to give her, and thank you for all those comments from the heart.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, terrific. Rick Saia is Worcester Business Journal's editor, and he sort of heads up this whole process by how we select these winners, and he's just going to share a couple of thoughts and comments with us, and then we'll get into the awards. Rick?
Thanks, Pete. It's quite an honor for all of us at the Worcester Business Journal to be hosting this event and to be honoring such a distinguished group of female leaders within the business community. This is the 5th year the WBJ has put together a Women in Business event. And what I found interesting about editing the profiles of this year's honorees, which appeared in the October 28th issue, was how much these 6 women had in common. One of them is that they were highly influenced by someone in their family, which goes to show how well the seeds of success can be planted at a young age. And as we head into the holiday season, that underscores the importance of family and the time we spend with those closest to us. One note about how we choose our award recipients, we ask for nominations from the business community through our website, and we as a staff keep in mind the accomplishments of some female leaders throughout the year during our everyday coverage of the business community in this area. And all of that yielded many strong candidates this year. It was a very, very strong field. We then send that information to our judges for their feedback, and we then put it all together to come up with our selections. After that, I have the pleasure of calling each of them, and because they're so busy, I wind up going into voicemail. So then I wait for 6 return phone calls, and the reaction falls somewhere between pleasant gratitude and get out. And, okay, who put you up to this? So truth be told, though, that's really one of the best parts of my job. So we're always trying to do what we do better or more creatively. So this year, for the first time, we did video interviews with the winners, which are on our website. And here today, we get to hear not just from this year's winners, but from some people close to them who help give us a more complete picture as to why we're honoring these 6 leaders today. So with that, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Matt Volpini, our staff photographer and videographer, who took the pictures and shot the video of our winners. Now it's time to turn things back to the boss.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Matt's in the back of the room. Matt, can you raise your hand? Because everyone's going to know. After they watch these videos, they're going to know who you are. Okay. First, and this is true in the book, Linda, it's you. She's checking her cell phone. So I'm going to read just a little intro. We're going to watch a video, and then we'll ask Linda to come up and receive her award and give, as she described to me, 30 seconds. I said, you got 2 minutes? She goes, I'll be under 30 seconds, so we'll see. Anyways, Linda Smith is by all measures a very successful person, but it's not the external recognition that drives her, the accolades, the fancy title, or her nice office. It's really a set of 3 principles she has embraced: integrity, competence, and kindness. She translates them as care about what you are doing, be good at what you are doing, and I know, Jean, you mentioned one of these. The third one, treat people like they matter, because they really do. Linda has brought these principles to life in her work with clients, with the professional staff at her workplace, and in her personal life away from the office and in the community. Linda describes her two speeds as high and off, with no appreciation for the middle ground, which is a wonderful self-knowledge there. Her high speed is clearly spent in a busy, growing accounting practice that includes, I had written more than 150, I think it's 200 nonprofit clients, and I had written 11, and it's 13, all women, a staff of all women, and it's a total of 13 people. I don't want to state that wrong, because we're talking about how to say it the wrong way. Exactly. So, making it the largest women-only accounting firm in the state. Her treasured off time is when she gets to hang out with her husband and their 3 dogs in front of a warm fireplace with a nice glass of Chardonnay. So let us hear from some of the folks close to Linda on what they have to say about her.
Linda deserves this award because of the hard work, the courage, and the endurance she's shown all of her professional life.
She's a really hard worker. She never asks for any recognition. She just gets the job done.
She's one of the most passionate people about her work that I've ever met in my life. This is a person that comes to work every day and loves her work.
Linda's best professional quality is her intelligence, her knowledge of the laws and the rules, and every experience is a learning experience. She always likes to make sure that we learn as much and can get as much knowledge from her as possible.
She definitely works harder than anyone else in the firm, and also brings a lot of humor to the work environment.
Linda's best personal quality is her sense of humor. It's her ability to make laughter out of any situation.
Linda is just a great person. Her clients are her friends. I've never worked for anybody who went to an audit and got a hug from the client every time she walked in the door.
I have people come in, tax appointments come in, everybody hugs Linda. This is a person that is fun, but she makes people laugh, and that's unusual in a CPA.
We primarily work with nonprofit organizations, and Linda still finds the heart to give donations and to sponsor all of our clients' events and to attend a majority of them as well. Just want to thank Linda for the work environment that she provides for us. I don't think there's many CPA firms that you can come home at the end of the day and realize you laughed as hard as you worked.
It's been a true honor to work with her, and I'm so thrilled she got this award.
Let's see if that throws her off track. Now, come on.
Thank God, I thought you were going to play my video.
Congratulations. There you go. And this
Now
book
I'm
as
going
well.
to cry. Oh, you guys are dead. I think I am very blessed for the crew we have. I was trying to outsource my acceptance speech to Sue Mailman. She did an awesome job. And I think that we're really happy that when I went to college, I got on the accounting bus and not the film bus, and I almost just knocked my toy over. So, but I did get the opportunity to talk to some of the interns today, and I love that Women's Business Initiative at Nichols. I think that mentoring is definitely the key, and just to continue on that thought process that Sue was talking about, it needs to exist in the college, in the business, in the family, and everywhere. So I probably did have some funny things to say, but you guys surprised me, so I'm just going to have to say thanks.
Actually, wait here. He didn't get a picture. There we go. In this book. No. You stay right here. There we go. All right. There we go. Grab that book and then read it. Okay. So the next award is being presented by Deborah Penta.
So I'm very excited to present this award to somebody that I know and have had the pleasure of working with since she's taken the helm of the Metro West Chamber of Commerce. Bonnie Biocchi was instilled with the values of hard work, determination, integrity, and loyalty by her father, her most influential role model. She is motivated by knowing she is making a difference each and every single day, whether it is on an advisory board or at her church, volunteering for a community function, or advocating for her member businesses, which she does tirelessly. She finds using her many gifts and talents to support others uniquely gratifying. At the Metro West Chamber of Commerce, Bonnie works with a tremendous team of colleagues and volunteers that create success for the organization every single day. But with leadership, with power, comes leadership and responsibility, and so she takes that to heart. And she strives to link the chamber members and their employees to the community at large. And as a result, she's created an amazing community outreach committee. It's just incredible how much the chamber has changed since she's taken the helm. In her current leadership role, she has had the opportunity to connect people to resources and other people that can directly help them achieve their goals. Bonnie is also able to provide mentoring to many individuals in a role that gives her great satisfaction. So despite the craziness of her schedule, she commits the time to do that. So here we have a woman with a jam-packed, overstuffed, crazy schedule that also makes time for gardening and cooking and baking. And I think what surprised me the most is that she also sings in 2 choirs. She claims that it's a great stress reliever, and she sneaks outdoors whenever she can to take a nice walk or a hike when she can fit them in. And so now, Bonnie, we get to hear from other people about you.
Bonnie Biocchi has been an extraordinary leader at Metro West Chamber of Commerce for several years now.
Bonnie Biocchi is so deserving of this award because she's one of those ladies that really is so special.
I have never actually known anyone like her. She is a collaborator. She can bring people together.
Bonnie has a soft approach so that in a meeting or in a discussion, people are comfortable to let their guard down.
Bonnie's professional quality has got to be her vision. She is a woman that can see things that the rest of us cannot.
I hate to say it, she's great at everything, and it's hard to find something that she's not great at, which is what makes her so outstanding. I actually have to say, if Bonnie Biocchi was running for President of the United States, I would be the first one on board for her campaign because she is that good at just about everything.
Bonnie takes the time in this quiet, soft, wonderful, caring way to get below the surface.
She cares about people so much. She loves people, and it's so evident in how she does her work every day.
She cares about people, she cares about making a difference, and she cares about being relevant.
She has a deep philosophy about how people deserve to be treated. I think her philosophy is to do all the good you can everywhere you can, anytime you can. And she does that.
Bonnie's personal quality has got to be her energy. She is a woman that just loves to bring new ideas to the chamber. And for all of those reasons, it's just so fun to work with Bonnie.
I just want to say to Bonnie, you are an inspiration to all of us, and congratulations.
And so, for her commitment to her career, her passion for making a difference in the lives of those around her, please join me. You can clap again for her, recognizing Bonnie Biocchi, President and CEO of the Metro West Chamber of Commerce.
Wow. First of all, did anybody see Deb Penta's shoes? Because holy mackerel, those are awesome. So, look at that. She looks like $1 million. So I told her in the ladies' room earlier, You know, if she wasn't such a nice person, I'd have to hate her because she always looks so put together. But I did take Sue's remarks very seriously, and when she talks about women supporting other women, we really should be doing that more. So it's great to be here today. Wish my mom were here, because I don't think she ever thought I was going to stop being a tomboy. And so here I am today. I'm really a woman, Ma. I really actually turned into a young lady and now an old lady. But I'm standing here and I think about that song from the late 70s, done by Kansas. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. But hopefully this moment is going to last a long time. So it's always been important to me to make a difference. And when I was a little girl, I was afraid that when I died someday, no one would remember me. So that's probably why I have such a loquacious nature now. I'm hoping that people will remember. It's important to me to create something lasting. And to do that, you need three things. You need a firm foundation, you need a strong infrastructure, and you need a purpose beyond yourself. So for my firm foundation, I want to thank my mom and dad, and I want to thank God for giving me some specific gifts and talents that I have been able to use. Without that foundation, I certainly wouldn't be standing here today. I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do at the Chamber or in other roles that I have been able to play. So that firm foundation is really important, and I thank my mom and dad for providing that for me. And then I want to tell you a little bit about my infrastructure. You have to build your walls really strong in this world, and you have to build your bridges far and wide, because in the times of tribulation, that's what's going to really hold you up. So I want to thank all my friends and family, my big fan club that's over here, and Stephanie, geez, if I run for president, I'll be calling you. And but in your work life, if you don't have all those family and friends to support you and people that are stepping up to help you out with all kinds of things, you are going to fail. So you have to have that strong infrastructure. Certainly want to thank my friends here at the Chamber, all of you, and for Beth and Phyllis and Patty. It's been a great joy to work with you. Two of them are retiring and deserting me, so very sad about that, but they have been really wonderful. Perhaps the biggest support network for me is my husband, John, who's here today. He's the wind beneath my wings. He doesn't hear that very often, but it's true. And I'm very blessed to have three beautiful children, and two of them are here, Leo and Dominic. They are the greatest joy in my life, greater than anything I've accomplished in my professional career. The other thing you have to remember always is where you came from, right? So you have a purpose bigger than yourself in life. What you do is not who you are, and you always have to remember that. So for me, those are the three elements to enjoy success. I want to thank the Worcester Business Journal, and I want to thank the folks that were really kind to nominate me. I certainly want to thank the folks at the Metro West Chamber for helping me get to this place. And I certainly feel honored today and will long after this moment is gone.
It's hard to know where to go after a moment like that. But wasn't that great? We got her to sing. I wasn't even going to ask her. That was terrific. Thank you so much. Okay. Next is Patricia Hallberg, the CEO of Girl Scouts of, it's a long title, Girl Scouts of Central and Western Mass, Worcester and Holyoke. Is that what it says? Yeah, something close to that. Okay. Patty Hallberg's parents instilled early in her, the idea that anything is possible. And she has translated that lesson into a career where she is living that promise every day. Brought on as a new leader of 3 disparate Girl Scout councils in 2008, Patty's job, as she describes it, was to battle the structurally entrenched no, we can't do that into yes, we cans, and turn those yeses into successes. That's a nice little phrase, isn't it? I like that. Her single focus on the potential of what could be realized in a merged organization has seen her, the organization, and its 18,000 members drive towards a success that her whole team now owns and embraces. The heart of the mission of Girl Scouts is to mentor, lead, and inspire young women in a way that those life lessons can pay dividends over and over again. Patty has been doing that work on the job and on the home front, as she is also the proud mom of 4 daughters. Patty moved here from Northeast Ohio, where she previously headed up Invent Now Kids, a nonprofit that in the span of 11 years expanded its innovative program to 48 states. She was recognized for her outstanding leadership in her previous community, and we are pleased to be honoring her this afternoon for her important work in Central Massachusetts. Let's hear about Patty from some of those close to her.
I can't think of anybody better to win this award than my sister Patty. She has a singular focus in her life that's dedicated to girls.
She's an amazing person, she's inspiring, she's strong, she works hard, and she's extremely dedicated to the people she works with and the community that she lives within.
Patty exudes confidence. Things don't always go according to plan. Patty can keep a team on task, and she can exude the confidence to get through anything.
I think that Patty's best quality in the context of being CEO of Girl Scouts is her passion for our mission. She reminds our board at every meeting what our mission is and reminds the staff on a regular basis that no matter what task we're working on, that we're doing it for the girls.
Patty brings a personal touch to everything that she does, whether it's the handwritten note, the phone call at just the right time, the pat on the back just when you need it.
Well, Patty's been a great wife to me, and she's raised wonderful daughters, 4 daughters. And personally, she's just been a great glue that keeps us together, keeps us moving forward.
I think Patty's best personal quality is her fabulousness. She really brings an excitement about Girl Scouting to everybody she meets.
I'd like to speak on behalf of my entire family and just how proud we all are of her and having everything she's done in her life, from being the unbelievable mother that she is to where she is right now in her career and in the community, and we're all just incredibly proud.
When she became the CEO of Girl Scouts in Central and Western Mass, she really took her care about children in terms of girls and trying to give them the confidence to be responsible for their own lives. And that's why her working with Girl Scouts has been an amazing experience for her and for the girls that she supports and for the team that she's got.
Patty is nearly 6 feet tall and almost always wearing 5-inch heels. This is a woman who is not afraid to stand tall and stand out.
Yes, I'm tall. I am tall. Standing next to Deborah Penta is always interesting for me. Thank you so much, and my sister and my husband will be discussed with later. This is indeed an honor. When I was asked in an interview how important I felt it was to be recognized as an outstanding woman in business, and part of me wanted to say that gender is not important, but it is. Women are still moving forward, but have not quite caught up in attaining the recognition and stature that men have in the business world. My business is about girls, about their power and their potential, and how they will define themselves as they mature into adult roles and responsibilities. A girl cannot be what a girl cannot see. This recognition allows a girl to see clearly 6 women who have attained a level of business success that allows them to stand on this stage and talk to y'all. A girl can see us, and they know it is possible. All of the women who were honored today talked about the need for planned balance in their lives. It's hard. But balance is not only good, it is so necessary. I am so thankful to have with me today members of our committed and so supportive board, some wonderful donors that have been there with us, partnering in some great work, members of an outstanding, truly outstanding staff, and my husband, Stephen, my daughter, Elizabeth, my sister, Nancy, and my brother, Ed. Thank you all for being here and being part of my balanced life. I feel very special today, and I hope that you do too, as this honor comes only when there's a really great team working together. So thank you all very much.
Good afternoon. I am very excited to introduce Marianne O'Connor, President and CEO of VNA Care Network and Hospice, an organization close to my heart. From an early age, Marianne was taught by her Aunt Emma that hard work and love for what you do make most things possible. She makes it clear that having a sincere interest and passion for what she does has truly helped her to achieve success. Marianne enjoys working hard to achieve the best outcomes for patients, families, and staff at the VNA Care Network and Hospice. Working on behalf of nurses, therapists, and caregivers, she has put her shoulder into creating a work environment where they can truly flourish. At the end of her life, she hopes to look back and feel that her time here was well spent and that her hard work and effort left a small part of the world a little better off. With a hectic schedule, Marianne knows how important it is to maintain your own health and well-being. So if she is not at work, you can find her spending time with her husband and 2 sons, or on a walk, reading a book, or dancing. Without those outlets and other interests, she might spend all her time working. Marianne gives her work everything she has, yet balances that by immersing herself in her family life and other life interests. Now let's hear what some others have to say about Marianne.
Marianne deserves this award because of her dedication, her devotion to patients, home care, health care, the doctors.
Marianne's just a wonderful professional. She really exemplifies the passion that she has for this business.
Marianne is deserving of this award for her vision of bringing the healthcare communities together.
Marianne's best professional qualities would be her mentoring and coaching of staff. She does it in a very unique way.
Her best professional quality is her energy, her compassion, her knowledge, and her wisdom and leadership.
She navigates through the challenges without making enemies, and in business today, that's one of the most important things.
Her professional attributes is her innovative vision of home health and hospice.
She really cares about people. She's very respectful of everyone, and she displays that in all sorts of ways by being very down to earth in everything she does and all the people she meets, no matter who you are.
I love her for her family style, her heart, the way that she thinks.
Mary Ann's best personal quality would be her devotion and passion to her work, the organization, and most importantly, her family.
She's a definite multitasker, which I love, and she's always on. She's great.
Wow, where are you? My team definitely surprised me, and I really want to thank them so very much. It's because of them that I've had one of the best 2 years of my life. And if you know me, I have had some of the most spectacular mentors. And when I came to VNA Care Network, I saw one talented person after another. And I thought, you know what? I'm so grateful to be able to help them the way my mentors helped me. And all the people on that screen, I mean, I can't believe what they said. I mean, I'll always remember it. But I just love to underscore their talent and what they bring. I think I feel so proud of what the VNA and hospice does. It is a very intimate thing to go into someone's home and to help them through difficult times and to bring order out of chaos. And I walk through those halls every day, and I just feel so proud to be working on their behalf. I will always remember this. I will always remember you. You have been just so spectacular. And one of the, two of the most best things that happened because of this was my father died when I was young, and it was tough. And I had an aunt who was so very special. And this opportunity gave me time to think of her. And I really realized over time, we used to kid and tease and make fun of my aunt unmercifully because she was actually quite wonderful. And I really realized how much that she influenced me. And then the best thing happened. I have two very precocious young men that I raised with my wonderful husband, Tieri. And I opened up Instagram the other day, and there was my picture of the picture that was in the journal. And my son says, "This is my awesome mom. She only does big things." So thank you very much.
Okay, and our next presenter is Jean Baupre from Nichols College. Jean, who has a special relationship with the next winner.
Wow, I am just thrilled to be presenting this honor to my dear friend since the 3rd grade, Christine Tieri, the president of Smith & Jones Idea Agency. Yes. So, although Christine is influenced by entrepreneurs, those who are willing to take risks to build something they believe in, she is most influenced by her grandfather, Henry. Where's her mom? I know she's here, yeah. She learned a great deal from him, although she claims the 3 most noteworthy were, if it's worth doing 110%, you can be whatever you want to be, and it's only money. We won't go into the details of this story with a car crash that raised that comment, but she is also motivated by Simon Sinek's philosophy, start with why. And the reason why she gets up every morning is because she is driven to uncover all of the possibilities within the people, places, and things around her, and to unlock their greatest potential. The most important thing she's learned about working with those who have great talent over there is to get out of their way. Christine is in touch with the community through her agency's event, Create-a-thon, which is a 24-hour creative blitz during which she and her team develop ideas and produce marketing materials for deserving nonprofits that otherwise could not afford their services, and through her work with the great Tantascwa Education Foundation. When Christine needs to relieve stress, she relies on both creative and physical outlets. She's redesigned clients' waiting rooms and conference rooms, as well as every single room in her own home, inside and out. But because her industry is all about ideas, her work is never far from her thoughts. And that is true. You will rarely meet someone who is so chock full of ideas and creativity 24/7. But it should be noted that her wonderful husband, Dennis, does a great job diverting her to spend relaxing time with their family. So now I can't wait to hear what some others have to say about Christine.
Chris is an outstanding woman. I think that it's great that she's winning this award. I think that it helps give a breadth of the work that she does, not only professionally, but personally and giving to the community.
I speak from experience that she has been a great contributor to my own company and has helped deliver outstanding growth.
She's a great leader. She is tenacious. She knows what she wants. She doesn't let anything get in her way.
She really understands how important image is to a company and how that can elevate you as far as what that means for your company.
Her best quality, I would say, is creativity. She's been an outstanding contributor in terms of creative design for not only my own company, but for our customers for over 20 years.
She's very fair-minded. She always keeps the end goal first and foremost in her mind about a project. She likes to be collaborative with other people. She's very inclusive. She wants everybody to be a part of a creation of a project and involved with things.
Chris is a great listener. When you're talking to her, she makes you feel like you're the most important person in the room. She remembers all of those small details about what's going on in your life and asks you about them.
Chris's best personal quality is thoroughness. She's always been a contributor and always followed through on every promise she's ever made.
She's a lot of fun. She has a great sense of humor. She is personable and warm and just loves everybody and loves life and is interested in lots and lots of things.
So, for her ability to bring out the innermost potential in those around her, please join me in recognizing my friend Christine Tieri, president of Smith & Jones Idea Agency.
Wow, that threw me for a loop altogether, so I'm going to throw out all the thoughts and plans that I had. And I want to thank Worcester Business Journal for this great event and this great honor. You know, you guys are everything business, and when I started the business nearly 20 years ago, you were the go-to source and have been ever since. But it's so extra special today to be receiving this award when Jean's presenting it to me. And as she said, we've known each other since the 3rd grade, and we're business partners in Smith & Jones for a number of years. Before Jean went on and is now the director at Nichols for the new Institute of Women's Leadership. Thank you. I had the acronym down. But congratulations on that, Jean. And again, that makes this whole event and awards so extra special to me. I just really have gratitude today and want to thank especially my employees. I would not be able to be where I am today without that corner of the room over there. You guys are awesome. The talent that is right over there in that corner right now is unbelievable. I wasn't kidding when I said the best part of my job is really just getting out of their way and letting them do what they do best. Thank you for following the vision. Thank you for your commitment. And I also want to give a big thanks to my clients. I know Workers Credit Union and All-Star were present there, and Austin Liquors, which is one of our clients with the best fringe benefits, have joined us today, and I'm really excited about that. Smith & Jones really loves helping clients be their best, and we especially love clients who let us help them build their businesses by doing great work. So that brings me to my friends and family. My friends surprised me. My book club showed up today, and usually they don't show up unless there's wine and books on the table. So this is a pretty big deal, and I was totally shocked by that as well. And my family, my mom and dad are here. I know Jean mentioned my grandfather. That's my mom's dad. And I will just tell you quickly the car accident story. Jean was actually standing in front of the car and had to dive out of the way. She nearly lost her life, but we're all here today, and it's really good. But I did crash my dad's car, and he wasn't too happy about it. But my grandfather did tell me it was just money, and everybody was okay. So, but I do want to thank my parents because I was brought up in a culture where they said you could do anything with just hard work and elbow grease, and that's true. Anytime there's been sort of a struggle or a challenge, I know that just a little elbow grease will get me through, and that's been a culture that my whole family has been brought up with. And then lastly, where's my husband? Oh, he's up there. That's scary. So it's a creepy guy up in the balcony. So anyways, Dennis, I just want to thank you. Jean was right. I mean, honestly, living with me cannot be easy. 24/7, the ideas, let's do this, let's do that, we'll do this, it'll be great, everybody's going to love it. And anyways, I appreciate that, and that you corral me in and bring me down to reality and make sure that we spend time with our 3 boys. So in closing, I just want to say, especially to all the young women out there, being a woman in business, you shouldn't let being a woman stand in your way. You should embrace it. And there's nothing really I felt that I couldn't do being a woman, except I was told by my dad, my husband, and my 3 sons that I don't have a future in baseball because apparently I throw like a girl. So.
Diane Power is the executive director of Myrick O'Connell. There's a well-known saying that the early bird gets the worm. Well, that means Diane Power is out there competing with the Robins and Blue Jays as her day begins at 5 a.m. In warmer months, she's working in her yard or her garden as the sun rises, or she's heading to the gym for a workout. Given the hours that she keeps, it's probably a good thing that this event is a luncheon and not a dinner, because we'd be keeping her up past her bedtime. Diane has several attributes that have allowed her to be successful in managing a large law firm. A blend of intelligence, professionalism, approachability, sincerity, tact, we've heard about many of these, and what her grandfather helped instill in her, moxie. Now, Steph, my wife, is here. As you know, we have a 6-year-old daughter who is full of moxie, but it's an energy field that sometimes gets misdirected at her parents and her brother. So it's a good thing. But Diane describes her brand of moxie as the ability to face challenges with spirit and courage. So that's a definition we'll try and take home and model. Diane clearly loves her work and the team around her at Myrick O'Connell, and she has found balance from that demanding work environment with her treasured time at home with husband Ed and 8-year-old son Joseph. Let's hear about Diane from some of those closest to her.
My mom deserves to win this award because she's a hard worker and she loves doing what she does.
I think Diane deserves this recognition because she's just grown tremendously in the position.
I'm thrilled that Diane's getting this award. She deserves it. She's one of those people that go out of her way for everyone, and she never seeks recognition for herself.
If she's anything like she is at home, things will get done in a professional manner and with a nice personal touch.
She is honest and fair, and she truly inspires those around her.
She's not afraid to hold people accountable, but she does it in a very professional and friendly way.
She's so good at what she does and she loves doing her work.
She's just one of those people that you want to do a good job for, and she enjoys nothing more than to help someone else succeed.
If anybody has any adversity going on in their life, she'd be the first person to check in with that individual.
If somebody is in need, they do not even have to ask. She will be there.
She's not the type of person that will sit back and say, let me know what you need. She is the type of person that will say, I will be at your house at 5 o'clock tomorrow night with a home-cooked meal, or I will pick you up at noontime and I will drive you to the hospital.
She's funny and she likes listening to my stories, and she's always there
Her first week with the firm, she came in one day wearing capri pants, and capri pants are not allowed under our professional dress policy. It was my job to go into my brand new boss's office and tell her that she had been with us for less than a week and she had already violated one of our policies. I was very nervous because I didn't know how she was going to respond, and she looked at me and then she started to laugh and she said, "Okay, well, we'll change the policy." And we did, and you can now wear capris and Mark O'Connell. And I just remember thinking at the time, wow, I really like this lady.
Diane, this is the time where you come up on stage. And I just want to add, and I think Maureen Grenier said this, as someone who does a lot of wonderful work behind the scenes, but tends to avoid the limelight, it's quite satisfying to bring you on stage right now. Diane, congratulations.
Ooh. You never want to go first and you never want to go last, but here I am. Joseph, you little scutch. How did you keep a secret? You never keep secrets. Many thanks to all the sponsors today and hosting this event in this beautiful venue. I love this. Tuckerman Hall is beautiful. The Outstanding Women in Business Awards has become a first-class tradition that acknowledges women who are making a difference in their fields as well as the community. Thank you to the judges, and congratulations to all of the other honorees. Many of my law firm colleagues from Myrick O'Connell are here today. I was laughing. I've been out for a little bit, and I started to laugh with Maureen. I said, who approved all this? All these tables, all these people? So anyway, and to Dave Serpenot and the executive committee, Andy O'Donnell and Rich Van Ostrin, thank you for being here. And many of my partners are here today, and my management team and administrative team as well. I'm sincerely flattered by your presence. I appreciate you challenging me, inspiring me, and supporting me on a daily basis. I'm most appreciative to Maureen Grenier and Betsy Landry, who nominated me for the Outstanding Women in Business Award. Not necessarily for being selected, but for the words that they wrote about me in their nomination. I appreciate that. When I was reading their nominations at one point, I was saying, who were they talking about? Who is this person? So they're very kind words. I would also like to acknowledge the women in my family that are here today. They are my partners in crime. They provide the balance and keep me grounded in my life. My mom, my sister Jean, my sister-in-law Shannon. Oh, she's back there. Oh, my brother's here. And my teenage nieces, Madison, Hannah, and Lauren. They are my proteges, known as girl power, right? Saving the best for last are my boys. My son Joseph, who gave my life a deeper meaning almost 9 years ago. He's that bright light that fills my life with joy and wonder. And my wonderful husband, Ed. We've been together for 30 years, married for 23. He might say 23 long years. I think my husband would tell all of you that you were confusing all of this leadership stuff with bossiness. At least a few times a month he says to me, I don't work for you. He has stuck with me through thick and thin, and I couldn't do what I do without his unwavering support. A couple sets of our friends crashed today. Thank you to the DeVolios and the Farmers. Very, very special friends. In preparing for today's event, I began to reflect on the themes of today. Women in business, giving back, making a difference, doing the right thing. What do you do to get there? And I started brainstorming all of these modern-day words we use. Pay It Forward, Glass Ceiling. I have all these cue cards I put together. Synergy, value added, generational differences, texting, tweeting, social media, the cliches, the jargon, the articles, the books. There are thousands of them. And I couldn't help but think, why are we making our professional and our personal lives so much more complicated with all of these overused words, concepts, and fancy phrases? Reflect for a minute. If the basics are covered, doesn't everything else fall into place? I was reminded of the simple wisdom of Robert Fulghum. Do any of you recall this book, the American author of short essays, who wrote the New York Times bestseller, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten? He reminds us that the most basic aspects of life bear its most important opportunities. All I need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. He outlines 16 different phrases of wisdom. I'm just going to take a minute to recite a few of my favorites. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Take one of these items and extrapolate it into sophisticated adult terms and apply it to your family life or your work life, and it holds true, clear, and firm. In closing, just think what a better world it would be if we all lived what we learned in kindergarten. Thank you. Whoop, I'll get those later.
Okay, I have 30 more seconds of things to say, and that is, as we wrap up, a special thank you again to our presenting sponsor, Nichols College, for their support, our corporate sponsor, Deborah Penta and Penta Communications, our supporting sponsor, Clinton Savings Bank, media sponsors, WTAG and WSRS, and special thanks to many other vendors who made this event possible, Curry Printing, Elevation Exhibits, Mark Serra, who's back there at the camera, Mark Serra Productions, Pepper's Catering for the terrific food, Revelation Productions, Ron Boulay Photography, Sprout, and Tuckerman Hall, certainly. And let's wrap this up for us with a standing O for this phenomenal set of winners up on stage. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations.